Hey coaches, coming at you with your coach tip of the week. So today we're going to talk about recruiting. It's a word that a lot of us get really, really, really nervous about and fearful about. So I want you guys to embrace it as confidently as possible. Just like inviting to your challenge groups, it takes time and it takes practice. And before you know it, people come around and start asking for more information. But you've got to get started with dropping or planting the seeds and talking to people about it. Okay. So if you're someone who wants to grow your business beyond just getting your Shakeology covered, if you're someone who wants to, I don't know, let's say get mani and pedis regularly or massages or get your car payment, paid for, your rent, mortgage, walk away from your full-time job, retire your spouse, it's going to come down to recruiting. There's only so many challenge packs that you're going to be able to sell, to be realistic and to be honest with you. It's going to come down to growing a downline and having a downline become active as well, where they are also hosting challenge groups, accountability groups, etc. And that is how, honestly, your team cycle bonuses begin to grow as you increase rank and be able to get paid more, really. And so, our coach sneak peeks, they're set up. They are ready to go. And clearly, they've brought some pretty solid results. You saw last month, we've had some pretty awesome months as well, even when we've done live calls. It's all about you guys bringing the prospects. So I'm going to challenge you for next week's coach sneak peek that everyone who's watching this video who really wants to grow their business brings in at least one prospect into the coach sneak peek for next Wednesday. At least one. Okay. The more the merrier, the more there is, the more they start feeling connected and they're like, oh, well, she's doing this. I can do this. They're doing this. I can do this. There's a whole psychological game that goes behind it. But nevertheless, I said, you want to really get, consistent with inviting people into the coach opportunity. So if you have a current accountability or challenge group and you see someone that's completely being a rock star, really contributing to your group, drop them a message. Now, I used to make this really terrible mistake of this novel of a message of why this person would be an amazing coach. Little did I know I was scaring them off. So you want to just keep the message simple, as, short as, hey, you're doing an amazing job in our group. Have you ever considered doing what I'm doing? Now, of course, beforehand, you want to make sure you're having a conversation going. You don't want to just, come out of the blue with this message. And usually they'll say, no, I haven't thought about it. Can you tell me more? That's a great transition to say, you know what? Our team is hosting a coach sneak peek next week or a live event. I'd love to have you a part of that group. How about I add you to that team page so you can find out more info? More than likely, they're going to say yes. Okay. You could even say something along the lines like, you're already doing what I'm doing in our groups. Have you ever considered becoming a coach or joining our team? Now, some people might say, you know what? That's not for me right off the bat. And you can ask them, well, why don't you think this is for you? And take that, basically their objections, take those objections and turn it into an opportunity. You can even say, why don't you jump into our coach sneak peek that we're hosting next week, meet our team, and this way get some of these questions or hesitations answered for you. You may never know who you'll be able to connect with. Okay, so you see how I'm kind of just bridging that gap and pretty much not taking no for an answer. So definitely anyone in your current accountability groups are planting the seeds, are having the conversation with them and get them into the coach sneak peek. Now, on the outside of it, you also want to make sure you're writing social media posts that talk about coaching, what coaching has done for you, what excites you about coaching or being a part of this team. It doesn't always have to be financial. It doesn't always have to be like, look at me, I made $1,000 this week and I'm doing all this stuff with the money that I've made. It's also about the emotional and mental value about coaching that you can put into a social media post that's going to grab people's attention. Again, it's like planting the seed with your challenge groups. You're planting the seed with coaching. And there's one way to be, excited and persuasive about it. And there's a whole other way to be kind of show off and almost a turn off about it. Okay. So you want to just make sure you're still talking genuine and from the heart. What is it that you love so much about this team? What about the amazing people that you have met in this team that you would never have met without being a coach? Maybe you've gotten some crazy amount of results and you were pushed further because of the coaching opportunity. Okay, so those are all little tidbits. What about coaching on a daily basis excites you, pushes you, motivates you, drives you? What change have you made as a person from before you were a coach to who you are now? Those are all different types of social media posts that you can be dropping in on a daily basis to others. So when you say, hey, I have this coach sneak peek, I'd love for you to come check it out, they're more than likely going to say yes because you're seeing consistently what you're doing and how this is a part of your lifestyle. All right, guys, I hope those recruiting tidbits helped. Again, at least one coach to the Coach Sneak Peek next week. Let's rock on. Let's grow this team. Team Redefined. This is our year. Let's make it a big one. Let's do this, ladies.